Among the many gods, giants, and creatures that populate Norse mythology, few are as hauntingly profound as Mimir. While many mythic figures are known for their strength or cunning, Mimir's legend is rooted in his boundless wisdom. He is not a warrior or trickster, but a keeper of knowledge. So valuable, in fact, that even death could not silence him. In the strange and poetic logic of Norse myth, Mimir's severed head becomes a living oracle, eternally advising the Allfather Odin. His story speaks to the Norse obsession with sacrifice, the pursuit of truth, and the blurred lines between gods and giants. Mimir was renowned throughout the Nine Realms as the wisest being alive. In some versions of the myth, he is a Jotun, giant. In others, a god. Either way, Mimir stands out not for might, but for mental mastery. His name, related to the Old Norse word mimir, implies memory, thought, and reflection, traits that define his entire role in the mythological narrative. Before the Aesir and Vanir, the two divine tribes in Norse myth, established peace after a brutal war. They exchanged hostages to maintain balance. Mimir was sent to the Vanir along with Hoenir, a high-ranking Aesir. The Vanir grew quickly frustrated with Hoenir's indecisiveness and suspected he was only considered wise when Mimir whispered counsel into his ear. As an act of vengeance, the Vanir beheaded Mimir and sent his head back to Odin. Here, the myth takes its most surreal and symbolic turn. Odin, grief-stricken but determined to preserve the wellspring of knowledge, embalms Mimir's head with herbs and spells. Through this magical preservation, Mimir continues to speak, advising Odin with ancient truths and secrets only he knows. He becomes a mouthpiece of cosmic insight, a floating head whose wisdom transcends even the gods of the understanding of fate and the fabric of the universe. Mimir's significance is anchored to the mythic, well-known as Mimisbrunner, Mimir's well, located beneath one of the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. This well holds the waters of deep knowledge, the very source of consciousness and comprehension. Odin himself once sacrificed his eye at Mimir's well in exchange for a single drink, a symbolic act that highlights how dearly the Norse gods valued wisdom. It wasn't brute force that gave Odin power. It was his willingness to suffer and sacrifice for insight. And it was Mimir who guarded that gateway to understanding. Despite being a decapitated relic, Mimir was not treated with pity or horror in myth. Quite the opposite. He was revered. His head was carried by Odin during times of need, and even consulted during the events leading to Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world. Mimir became the embodiment of the price of knowledge. His presence constantly reminded the gods, and through them, humanity, that true wisdom often demands loss, humility, and a willingness to face darkness. In modern reinterpretations, Mimir has gained popularity as a figure of mystical intelligence and strange resilience. He appears in novels, video games, and scholarly texts as a symbol of hidden knowledge, spiritual endurance, and cryptic counsel. His eerie yet noble condition, a talking head, resonates deeply in a world increasingly obsessed with artificial intelligence, data, and the question of consciousness. Mimir stands as a mythic precedent for the idea that an intelligence can be divorced from body, that thought alone may endure. Mimir's tale also intersects with other key elements of Norse cosmology. His wisdom is thought to be linked with the runes, symbols of divine knowledge that Odin also sacrificed to acquire. The head of Mimir and the well of Mimir together form a dual gateway, one to divine insight through speech, the other through water. This duality of voice and vision is crucial in understanding the deeper spirituality of Norse myth. Another compelling layer to Mimir's story is the idea that he operates as a neutral party among the gods. Unlike many mythological figures who represent specific domains or rivalries, Mimir transcends the conflict between Aesir and Vanir. His wisdom exists beyond faction and ego. He is wisdom for wisdom's sake, an incorruptible source of truth in a chaotic world. For modern seekers of myth, Mimir offers a compelling archetype. He is the wise mentor, the keeper of sacred memory, the voice that endures even after death. In an age where knowledge is commodified and information overwhelming, the myth of Mimir serves as a call to slow down and respect the sources of true understanding: sacrifice, stillness, and the wisdom of ages past. Mimir did not win glory through war or trickery. He earned it by listening deeply, speaking wisely, and never ceasing to think, even in death.